pretty sure we all know what niche this game fills. I mean, it's not exactly hidden away. Whether that's good or bad, the internet can and will take that on. Honestly, I don't really care. For me, the focus is on where SNK Heroines stands among its fighting game peers. So let's take a look at that. And once you dig past the ecchi, SNK Heroines is actually trying some interesting things here. I always consider the neutral game to be relatively defining among fighting games. Neutral game, for the uninitiated, is just the situation in fighting games where neither player has a definitive advantage. During this time, players will poke and prod while finding their own space that works towards their reaction speeds. SNK Heroines neutral game feels a little bit like classic SNK fighters. There isn't a lot of spam, and the tools that you have access to for defense are hyper-simplified. No real high-low guard game. You simply have to pay attention to how much guard you have left, while also looking for moments to tuck and roll. Still, it's a bit casualized, seeing as how simplification is linked to that. And that's just the start. Once you find your entry into Combo Town, that's when the real casual nature shines through. Auto combos. We've been seeing it more and more in an attempt to unniche the fighting game genre, and SNK decided to go super simple with their approach here. If you find it hard to input quarter circles before moves, you're in luck. Simple directional inputs before hitting your ability button, yeah, I said ability button, is enough to use whatever ability you need, and combos are placed in the how many lights do I hit before the heavy bracket. Super simple. The casual nature is cranked to 11 with the addition of support items. Mini gimmick abilities you're given semi-randomly to use to enhance your own character or hinder your opponent. Maybe you're fine with this. From what I've been pointing out so far, this is a casual game by definition. However, the way to use these items definitely hindered my experience. Recently, I went on a journey to find a replacement for my PS2 controller in fighting games. I came across a Hori fight pad, and I eventually ended up with a mix box, which I love. Problem is, neither of these have a right analog stick, which you need to be able to access these support items. So if you're looking to get this game, know that you're going to need the more standard dual analog stick controller. Now, when going the casual route, the case tends to become that the game can be considered far too simplified. There are, however, some nuances between characters. Some characters seem to have a bit better reach, mobility, or even defensive options. And for some characters like Mai, you'll find that your auto combo ends in the air, preventing you from having a cross-screen smash finisher. So picking characters here becomes a bit important to your playstyle. My core team consists of Leona on point and Mai as an assist. I find that Leona is very good going across the stage, but Mai is a monster in the corners. This adds a little bit to the tactics of play, but the casual controls still work their way in making these subtle shifts seem less important. There is something to the game, though, that feels like a very interesting experiment in game design. Maybe you haven't been paying much attention to SNK Heroines, just another tag fighting game hinging on a unique selling point. Well, after much struggle trying to grasp the overall mechanics of the core gameplay, there is something there. It's a different approach to a more common occurrence in fighters. In games like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat and Dragon Ball FighterZ, there's a resource you can gain by simply being in battle. Now, this resource can be used to turn the whole tides of combat. SNK Heroines takes the approach that this bar shouldn't go away in a single use in the late game. To burn this meter and fail in other games pretty much seals your fate against an opponent with both the advantage and the meter. In SNK, that meter just needs to regenerate. To do this, you usually need to swap characters. Each one has access to their own energy bars while sharing one life bar, and as the life bar lowers, the energy bars increase, giving you access to longer combos based on your location in the stage. This method actually feels really fresh. I'm not 100% though on needing to finish a game out using a super. It feels like a kind of forced way to overhype a fight, but at the same time, it pushes learning to be economical with your energy to try and drag an enemy into the kill condition during a combo and finishing them in the same stroke. Is SNK Heroines a breakthrough fighting game that's going to change the way people view the niche market space? No, of course not. It might be used as an example of misogyny in gaming, sure. The visual styling might even put people off who might otherwise like the core gameplay. I could see that. I don't really see this so much as a core fighting game as it is a brawler. The skill ceiling feels very low initially. We'll just have to see if someone discovers a hidden meta in it that goes unnoticed for the most part. In the end though, I am really interested in this take on the energy bar. I love the idea of being able to swing a match in your favor if you really push hard, and the idea of gaining that opportunity in a match that is direly set against you is something I really feel should be explored in other games. And for that reason alone, SNK Heroines is kind of alright. Well, that and in doing research for this, I did come across an interview where there is a tiny whiff of a hint that Garo might be getting a sequel. Oh, you know, thumbs, whatever, subscribe, merch below. You know, you can check out some of the videos over there that should be popping up. I'm gonna try to keep working on some combos here. It's kind of interesting, put a little bit more time into it. And yeah, until next time.